Hey folks, this is Best in Slot, and in this second video highlighting the Aquatic Pack, I'm going to show you every single brand new item introduced as part of this pack, as well as a handful of new things that those of you who don't use the pack will also get access to as well. Lots to showcase, although not as much as usual, it must be said. This is a slightly smaller pack in terms of construction items in particular, I would say, but some very, very cool stuff all the same. And if you want to check out all the animals in this pack, including, more importantly, their adorable little babies, you can check out my little video from earlier on today. Now, let's get started. So, first up, we have a new barrier type for the first time in a very long time. This is the thick glass barrier. So, the actual glass itself isn't thick, but the supporting structure is obviously a lot thicker. This is the normal glass here on the left, so the supporting structure is big and tough, and then at the top there's this really nice sort of bronze bar pole kind of thing. It looks more like the kind of water you'd have in an aquatic park, where you need those strong thick walls to hold back the pressure of the huge tub of water. Tub? Exhibit, whatever you want to call it. But anyways, there's a brand new barrier. Now let's move on. Next up we have the main, this is really the only construction item in terms of actually building buildings, is the stained wood this time, and it's pretty nice. You know, it's wood. It comes in this purple colour by default for some reason, but you can colour it, you know, green and white, and it's the same 26 construction items you've seen many times before, but this time it's in wood, and of course you can choose the colours, and you can see, no you can't actually, but if you watch my playthrough, my aquatic zoo build, which will start tonight, in tomorrow's episode you'll see me make a lighthouse using stuff like this, and it's actually pretty cool. A little bit cooler than that, however, is the roofing stuff. So we've got 24 roof items to go with the stained wood, and that is the painted slate. By default it comes in this sort of nice bluish kind of colour. A lot of the items we're going to see today have a sort of New England, Maine area kind of vibe to them. So we've got this really nice blue, but you can change. So I'll even show you right here in the video. This is premium content. 4 different colours can be changed right here. So we can go heavy on the blue, we can go heavy on the green, just make it look, tell you what, let's make it look Christmassy. How's that for a plan? Bit of a dark green in there, lovely stuff. And then this is the wood under the sides, so there you can see there. There you go. So you get a lot of control, which is actually really cool. I really, really like this slate. You can see we've got, I call this one bubblegum. There you go. This one's Christmas. This one's My Chemical painted slate roof. And this one, I don't know, I just thought it was quite a nice little colour combo. So you've got a lot of control over those. I think I'm going to see these used quite a lot by people. I would be surprised if this doesn't prove to be a fairly popular little roofing item there. Also has these little bits here. As I say, this is the painted slate, I believe it's called, yes, painted slate, and you've got your little roof sections there, which again can be coloured in. Lots of potential for customisation in the building tools this time around. Right, let's move on to the murals. We've got 2 different murals. They come in a variety of shapes and sizes, and they do link in with one another. I've kind of showed you that over here. These 2 are separate, but they would join. So this is, you get this shape, this longer one, and I'll just show you what I mean very quickly. If we bring this out, and then we duplicate it, move it along, you'll see, there we go, look at that, just like links in, so it'll go on and on and on forever. And I personally use these in a penguin exhibit. It's really helpful just to kind of like put it at the back. This kind of thing you would largely see in a zoo. Very cool, very sexy. And they come in a variety of shapes. Got an inside one, an outside one, an uppy downy one. One big squares, little squares, rectangles everywhere. There's lots of different shapes. We also have another variety which is more of a tropical river, Brazilian, South American sort of vibe to it. Really, really nice as well. So this is more for your giant otters, really, and also your caiman, I would say. But yeah, again, this one will, of course, link together. You can make it as long or short as you like. That would be very handy in real life, wouldn't it? Yes, right, let's move on. So, next item on our list, that was the murals, is other architecture. I was going to say archaeology. Like, yes, that must be the word I'm thinking of. So basically, the murals and the building pieces all fall under architecture, and so do the things I'm about to show you here. So, we have this mural, I don't know, what would you call this? Animal panel curve. So you can see here it's got all the different animals in it. It's really cool. Okay, it's got most of them. We've got otters, we've got seals, we've got penguins. The terrapin and the caiman didn't quite make it, but there's a curved one of those. There's an arch version for like above your shops and stuff like that, and there's a flat version there as well. We also have the gull. I love the gull. The gull will be in every exhibit I build from now until the end of the times. Hiding somewhere. My plan is to very much have a lurking gull at every available, possible location. I think he's adorable. My favourite part of this whole thing. We have our new, this is a shop facade, I believe. Yep, shop fascia. And then we have 2 new Zoopedia frames. Again, it's nice to have kind of mixed it up a little bit. Alright, so that is our other arch. Let's move over here. And here we have signs. Now, I think for the first time ever, we didn't get a new signpost or anything. There's no aquatic themed signpost. There's nothing like that. All the signs are these ones right here. There's 2 for each animal. And whilst I'm a little disappointed there's no custom written signs, I will say these are the best animal signs in the game. These caimans make me so incredibly... Look at him! It's actually so good. It's adorable. I love that so much. That makes me so happy. We've got a couple for the terrapins as well. Very cool. A couple for the giant otters. For our seals. And of course, really boring ones, unfortunately, for the penguins. The penguins kind of got the shaft here, but the other 4 look absolutely fantastic. That's it for signs, though. So we only got, 10 new signs? But still, very nice. I mean, look at him. Moving on. Over here, we have lights. I will show you these at nighttime very quickly, but this is the new, this is the lamp post, basically. Obviously, it's a nautical theme. It's kind of like an old, rusted ship is how I feel about this, and particularly these over here. This one even kind of looks a bit like a porthole in some ways. And this is, I don't know, it's kind of got that old-timey sea shanty kind of feel to it, But the lights, they do what you'd expect lights to do. There you go. They light up. In a shocking revelation. I really like these. I've been using these in my zoo as well, and these in places. I kind of want to build like a big rusting ship at some point. Maybe using this in the Australia pack, but who knows. And let's knock that back up. Unfortunately, I'd planned all this out for a specific time of day, and I don't remember what time that was. Moving on! Lots to see, lots to see. So this over here is our props. Now, some of these props, it is worth noting, will also appear in the nature section when you get the DLC. So that's why you won't see them later on. I've put them in props, but they will show in nature. One of those is this. Plant, herby stuff. Well, just, what's it called? Planted wood panels. Yeah, it's just wood panel, but you put it on top of your buildings. Make like a really nice, when you get those buildings that look like they're covered in foliage, this is the kind of thing you would use. You could use these. You could even put these so beneath your path, when there's a crack in the path, you sink these down. Use them instead of the mulch when you're designing plant pots and stuff like that. They're just really nice, slightly tropical themed variants. Also in the nature section, we have these faux trees. So these are aquatic faux rock tree roots, and they are basically just fake tree rock roots. I haven't really found a purpose for these quite yet, although I haven't done my South American build yet, and that's probably why, but not as convinced on these, it must be said. But we also have a new aquatic fence, which is pretty cool. We've got an innie and an outie, for whatever type your belly button is. I want you to match the fence to your belly button. Innies and outies, that's the end of the fence there, which is a really nice addition, because the fence kind of ends very suddenly, and this one actually has got little conjoiners on it, and it curves around. The idea is you can stick at the end of the fence, and that's your straight across one. And it's pretty cool. It's like you'd see in an aquatic park, that kind of triple barred metal thing. It's always curved as well in an aquatic park. I know, it's nice. There you go. Moving along over here to our many centerpieces. So I'm going to focus on those in a second. We have 2 different, well, they're kind of like inverted. There's going to be a lot of inversion here. Keep your hats on. Little penguin display, basically this sort of shard of metal with the little eye. Little penguins swooping around hunting their fish. Then we have the penguin army. We have many... Look at him on the right. He's adorable. Basically, there's a bronze and a concrete for all of these. And the difference between these, although it looks like it's barely non-existent, is they are inverted, essentially. You can see that the left foot is up or the right foot is up, depending on which one you're looking at. So the numbers kind of doubled because of that. But we'll go through them all. So we've got bronze and concrete of those. Bronze and concrete for the seals as well. And same for the caimans. We've got 2 different ones again. They're inverted. These are really cool as well. The otters, they went bloody mad with. We've got 3 different styles of otter, all of which come in concrete, and 2 different styles of otter, I don't know what I'm right, all of which come in concrete and bronze as well, so tons of those. It kind of looks like a fetus. And in case you can't tell, there's also this. So this is the new stacking waterfall system, waterfall cliff formation. So the idea is, instead of having to use multiple different tools and edging them and bending them and stuff like that, if you want to make a stacked waterfall, you just kind of do this. There you go. Easy as that. Literally is as easy as that. And then of course you'd have to build up the sides, put rocks on. You could definitely use these to make some pretty complex looking things as well. Yeah, these are pretty cool. Again, I'd like longer waterfalls, like ones that go further down. That'd be really nice as well. But yeah, these look great. It looks better than the in-game waterfall. You know, there's a really nice flow of water there at the top, then it splashes over the edge, and it froths nicely at the bottom. They definitely look better than what we have in-game currently. It's a shame you can't put them side by side, but you could maybe put some rocks. You can maybe do it like that, and then put some rocks sort of in the middle, and make a big old waterfall. Yeah, very cool. I'm actually going to use these in my exhibit build tonight, so stick around for that. I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of the video. Nearly done now, folks. We're done with this. We're going to shift over here to special effects. So we have basically 3 bubble machines. This is our little baby bubble machine. This is our medium bubble machine. And this is our big daddy bubble machine. Just so you can see the difference there. And medium and large isn't a massive difference. Oh, no, okay, it is. Large is going all the way up here. Medium's kind of hitting the water. There you go. Chuck some bubbles in. I don't really have anything to add on that, but isn't it cool in here? Moving on. Next up is not that. Next up is this. Nope. Next up is this. Yes, facilities/path. So we've got one new path this time. It's this Aquatic Path, which is this rippled water kind of look to it. We have some new benches and bins and stuff. They're not super exciting, if I'm totally honest. It's basically slabs of rock, which you'll see in a second, with this painted wood over the top, but at least it's consistent. Same over here. And we also have a new hanging aquatic thing. Shade. Yeah? That's what you'd call it. What do we call it? Picnic canopy, that's what we're going to call it. Also is these 2 over here. So this is the new water temperature regulator. So in the past you had a water cleaner, but now you also have to regulate the temperature of the water to make sure it's the right temperature for your animals. Obviously, penguins are going to want colder water than, say, your giant otters or your caimans. So you're going to need this new tool to do that. That's free. That's part of the update, I believe. That's free, and that's part of the update, as it says over here. And I believe this is as well. Well, this definitely is. This is the new speaker stand station education thingamajiggy. So you know that we can now give educational talks on our animals. So this is the tool you would use to do that. Over here, we have new... these are... It's not going to say staff path there. I apologise. It should say queue. Now, I'm not 100% sure. One of the problems with this is there's no indication when something new is added to the game. So what I would usually do to find something is go into, say, construction, and I'd look for the Aquatic Pack symbol. But if something's added to the game as part of the update, it doesn't get that symbol because it's free, right? You don't need the Aquatic Pack. So I'm never 100% sure, but I believe that these new queues, these boardwalk style ones, it's a path that we already had, but that's been added to the queue selection. I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. That's why there's a question mark. Also, it shouldn't even say staff, but there you go. Over here, we have some new habitat items. So we've got some... This is like jetty bedding. Just jetty stuff. But, oh, I should actually use this for my build. I have to go back and change that. This is just jetty stuff, basically, if you want to, you know, make like a little jetty sticking out. And it says bedding platform, so cover that with, I assume it acts like bedding in that your animals will choose to sleep on this if possible. So that can make for some really kind of adorable exhibits. We also have over here this little thing. You'll have seen this in the trailer for the Aquatic Pack. It's the first thing we saw. You put this on top of the water. The animals swim underneath, pop out the top, and then hang around on top of it. So it's like a little display area for your animals that you can have in the middle of the water. And also a duck, which I love, because how could you not? Adorable. Even without this, you also get the underwater feeder. Now, as we've seen on the update post I talked about the other day, this only works at the moment with this saltwater crocodile. I think it will get tuned to work with other animals down the line. They said it would, but for now, only the saltwater crocodile. It will, of course, work with the new aquatic pack animals as well. I hope. But at the moment, only saltwater in terms of pre-aquatic pack animals. Okay, now for the final, and in my opinion, always the best bit, is the nature, the foliage. So if we come over here, you can see, where's our list here? This is our nature section. So we've got a few different things here. We've got this water hyacinth. There's a few new underwater plants, which is what you'd expect. We've got water hyacinth, we've got underwater hydrillas. Hydrilla or hydrilla? Hydrilla. This is the one we talked about last time. This is the Titan arum, which is a big, smelly, amazing looking flower. We also have some ponytail palm trees looking pretty cool. These really cool lipstick palm trees as well, which you can kind of see where they get their name from, but I really like the colour on those. I think that's pretty fantastic. And these are giant rhubarb plants, which is again a new tropical plant and looks amazing. And I will admit, a big lover of rhubarb, but still. However, folks, the best part of this entire pack is none of these. It is, in fact, these over here. These are the new faux rock collection, basically. And they are fake rocks, that's the idea. They're fake rocks like you would see in an aquatic park, in a penguin habitat, and particularly in polar bear habitats, etc., etc. And they are brilliant. I've used these so much, so very much, because not only do they just look like rocks, but for the first time we can change the colour, as you can see. So I've made this one, sort of penguin appropriate. This one's a little bit darker. This one's even darker. You can control the colour, and you can also control the crack colour, which I found to be much less useful, it must be said. So if we wanted to, you can kind of see how it's got that kind of, you can see it change there. So I don't know why you'd want to do that per se. That looks weird, but it's cool. I tend to just set it to black for all of them, if I'm totally honest, but whatever. Either way, being able to customize the colour of the rocks is real. Just trust me, it's super, super, super helpful. I have not used a single normal rock in like the entire park so far, because I'm just using these all the time. I really like them. They come in a really cool variety. We've got archways, we've got a little house here like you'd have in a penguin habitat. We've got these rubble ones. I really hope this gets expanded down the line, because it's a really, really, really good idea. And it's something I'd like to see more selection. We need more big flat ones and a little bit more variety, but it's really, really cool. I really, really like them. I cannot state that too many times. Best part of the pack for me, honestly. And that's about it, folks. So at 183 minus, say, 3 or 4 that were free, this would be everything you would get if you bought the Aquatic Pack. I'll talk about how I feel about this stuff in a minute, because I have used a lot of this already. But there is some free stuff. This is going to come with a question mark, so I don't know. But basically, there's a few things here which I think are new, but as I've explained already a little bit earlier on, I'm never quite 100% sure. The Weeping Willows I am sure on. These are new. I know the Weeping Willows have been added free to the game. Then the others I'm less sure about. The Water Hyacinths I don't know. The Eelgrass and the Temple Plants I don't know. And same with the Virginia Creeper. I'm pretty sure that the Blue Lotus is new, because I don't recognise this. But I don't know. So there you go. That might be some of the stuff. You tend to get some free foliage with the update, which is pretty nice. I believe this is that free foliage, but don't quote me on that. And that's it, folks. That is everything as part of the Aquatic Pack. And it is less than usual. Sometimes we'd go up to like 300 plus in some of these DLCs. But it's worth noting that a lot of the time when that happens, it's because things are duplicated. If you think back to the Australia pack, for example, actually, I can show you what I mean super quickly. If we nip over to Aussie, there we go. Lots more stuff, and I'll admit there is more variety in signs and stuff like that. This pack does lack a little bit in the decoration. I would say this is a little bit disappointing when you look at that compared to what we're seeing down here for Australia. I think it is a smaller pack because A, obviously we're in lockdown, it's harder to do things, and B, because they've got the new underwater diving mechanic and all that kind of jazz. But that's a little disappointing. But, oh my god, okay. In my head, there wasn't nearly this much stuff for Australia. Now I'm like, oh, why is there so much more stuff in the Australia pack? That's sad. What I wanted to show you isn't even bloody here, is it? No. Oh, yeah, stuff like this. So, yeah, there was more stuff, but a lot of it is like, you'd have a metal rod, and then you'd have a slightly bigger metal rod, and then a bigger metal rod, and then like a thicker metal rod. So a lot of it was duplicates and stuff like that. The pack does lack variety. If you're buying this purely for decorations, I actually think it's the worst pack we've had, and I don't think it's particularly close. However, the waterfalls are really cool. The rocks are incredible. The foliage is really nice in general. Actually, the nature stuff is done really well. This is really good. And the animals themselves are great. Of course, you've already seen the animals in my earlier video. And of course, it's an aquatic. It's a bit different. We've got a deep diving mechanic. We've got a new water heating mechanic and stuff like that. I'm just trying to be honest about how I would interpret the pack. So, got its positives. Definitely has its drawbacks. This is very, very light on the ground compared to what you would usually get. So, hopefully we get more stuff going forward. You know, double this would be more appropriate, if not a little bit more, but we'll have to see how that plays out. Either way, still a great little pack. Again, I think people mainly buy these for the animals. Personally, I buy them mainly for the foliage, so your mileage will vary depending on... Yeah, basically I would say how much value you get out of this pack depends why you buy packs in the first place. If it's purely for decoration and park building, this probably isn't a great pack for you. If it's for the animals, it's as good as all the others. If it's for foliage, it's great, yeah. And for exhibit design because of the rocks as well. Anyways, I had a lot of fun with it. Now, just before we go, I do have a video coming out tonight. We're going to build a pretty low-key penguin habitat. Basically, we're going to do 5 episodes this week. We're going to do one tonight, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. New episode every single day of Planet Zoo. I know, crazy. And we're going to build an aquatic park using the 5 new animals. So each day will be a new animal. Today, the penguin. Tomorrow is going to be the seal. The others I've not done yet, so we'll have to get onto those. But really excited to showcase some of that stuff to you. So if you want to see some of these building items in action, particularly the rocks, then stick around later tonight and check out the Aquatic Pack playlist, linked down below in the description of this video. Until then, I will see you tonight. Thanks for joining me. Cheers, much love as always. Bye-bye.